this it is that we see amongst you. We see the love, we see the vibration which flows. It flows like a current, an invisible stream of consciousness, which brings and holds all of you together. For it is that we see the thought is a living entity. It is that we see the thought is a vibration, it is a colour, it is a ribbon which weaves and attaches itself to each and every one of you. And it is from this colour, from this ribbon, that is poured forth the love from higher, that is poured forth the love from our world, from our minds, almost like a telegraph pole, as so to speak, as the wires are interconnected. But we see that the wires of vibration, which come from higher to lower, are at times buffeted by the winds of emotion, the winds of etheric energy, which is disturbed around the earth plane. It is that if we could shine a torch, a sunlight, down into your minds, it is if we could abate the sea of emotion that rises and rears its head, that engulfs each and every one of you in your daily peregrinations, in your daily movements, that it sweeps you off your feet. Is that not so? That it sweeps you into the journey, into the drama of life. For it is that we know this from spirit, as we have trodden once before, and the echoes of our footsteps we still hear, we still feel, and we see ourselves, my children, we see ourselves in each and every one of you. And in this way, to pass judgment on you is to pass judgment on ourselves. So what do we do? What do we strive? We listen to your needs. We strive to listen to the beatings of your heart, for they are the breezes which blow across our world, the breezes which blow like the breeze which quenches the harshness of the sun rays on your plains, the wind which brings peace and silence and stillness in your minds. This is what it is like to our minds. It is a joy to hear. It is a joy to behold, like a jewel in the crown, when we hear your prayers, when we hear your thoughts and your intentions that vibrate with kindness. For it is such that we see that kindness is an energy that swims in the eternal light of spirit. It is an energy which has swum through our minds and hearts while on the earth planes, and yet it was a fleeting spark. It was but a thought that we knew existed. But to feel it in our hearts, oh, how this was so difficult, that we spent so many times, we spent so many journeys, so many lifetimes, so many moments, so many hours, chasing, trying to find the state of surrender to the feeling of the divine spirit within. And although we glimpsed it, we know that we never really did feel it. Although we sensed it, we know that we never really became it. Although we murmured it, we know that we never really did speak it. For it was always that whisper in the background. It was always that concept, that energy that we knew was somewhere around, that we searched, but we knew and perhaps did not understand that all along it was so deep within. For it was as we went into the spiritual planes, we saw our body was shining with this light. And we knew that we were the light. We knew that we were the love. We knew that all the feelings we'd had about the earth planes were an illusion. They were memories that were taught to us. They were feelings and sensations that were spoke to us, that were imprinted upon our minds as children, as we grew up, through our interactions with those around. We knew in this way that that was the illusion. Those were the shadows that we became, and it was only through being apart from that shadow at the point of death, as you would call it, that we knew then that that's all it was. We knew then that that was all that was the shadow, that we were the light. But to be shadow, to dwell within the shadow, or the shadow land as being called before, for it is that in the material atom, such as the mind is pulled to memory. It is pulled to memory in this way, memory of an understanding. And as we seek to explain this understanding, we see also that it is born of a need to be loved. It is born of a need to find approval. It is born of a need to be accepted, for it is as such that the energy is felt from the child of its mother, its father. And the energy from the child is felt from those around, but there can be no understanding of the unconsciousness of the mother and father. There can be no understanding in the child's mind of that which seems to be so alien, seems to be so unforgettable, which was brought from the memory of the spirit planes. The child senses in its astral body at such young age, senses that the conditions down here were not the same as the conditions whence it came in the spirit world. It's that the love down here is with condition. It is with condition of emotion, condition of reaction. It senses that this was not so as it experienced in the spiritual world. And so the child, eventually like the tree, which bows to the wind, which is shaped by the seasons, in this way becomes shaped by the elements, by the energies of those around it on the earth planes. And the child in this way finds its vibration, it finds its state of unconsciousness. For it is within this unconsciousness that the shadow becomes born. And as the shadow becomes born in this state of unconsciousness, the child then grows into the adult, and always sensing, though, the memory of the light, always sensing the memory of the divinity within. It is in this way that this vibration which follows the child around is a vibration which brings the journey in full circle.
Thank you for your words of love and wisdom.